This video was recorded in front of a live virtual audience. Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Today we're going to do an unboxing together. This arrived, I was expecting it to arrive next week, but it arrived this week, so I've already kind of ripped into it. You can see what it is. Whoop, whoop. So yeah, let's open it together. Well, for the rest of it, unboxing it together. A little bit of ASMR. This isn't, well, it has a texture. The box has texture, so let's go with the nails over it. Okay. A Dior unboxing, my dears. Before we get to it, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel today. Push the subscription button, and next to it you can push the join button. Become a member today. Gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon, superdacob all spelled together on Patreon. Also extra perks. And thank you to all my patrons and members who have already pledged. And thank you to all my co-reviewers and co-unboxers in the live chat right now, because this video is being filmed live in front of a virtual audience. So thank you guys all for being there with me. My hair is always a mess, but that's what you get for being in lockdown for a year and not being able to go to the hairstylist. It just keeps growing and growing. You would think it would stop growing after a certain point, but it doesn't. All right, so let's get to the Dior unboxing. So of course, I have already ripped it open. And this is connected to an interesting story. This is because I'm an idiot. So all right, let me show you where it's at. Let me take it out of the box. Okay, so I am on, okay, so the box arrives, and the first thing I do is I always take everything that arrives into the bathroom and I start disinfecting. Because we're still in a lockdown, so I disinfect stuff. So I was disinfecting the outer cardboard. I take this out and I'm thinking, well, this doesn't need to be disinfected, but I am in the bathroom. So I put this on the sink and I open this. So, okay, I literally, well, it's like this, right? And I don't know for the love of me why I did that, but I kind of tilted it to the side. Stupid, I don't know. And as I tilted it to the side, on top of here, you know that I always send myself little notes, like a little quote. Me, myself, and I quoting like my Dacob quotes. I always let these brands print them on a piece of paper for me. So it was laying here. And as I opened the thing, it just kind of like started, and I don't know why, because maybe I was woken up by the postman, so I was still a little bit groggy. So I'm opening this thing, and the note just kind of slips off and falls into the toilet bowl. So, like, I take it out of the toilet bowl. So, it's wet. And I put it into and I'm like, oh, this is gross. But I'm not going to throw it away. So I took the card out and I left both of these things into the, I put them into the bathtub and I sprayed them with disinfectant spray because, you know, toilet bowl. Anyway, so I get this, now I have this, you see how it's all kind of squished, and because it's been wet, it's been places, okay, it's been places. And if we zoom into it, maybe you can see a little bit, hold on, more the texture of the water hitting it. So you see it kind of got curved from the water. It's dry now, it's disinfected, but let me read to you, this is the twist, okay. And again, when you order Dior, Maison Dior perfumes, they pack them in the Maison Dior boxes, and you get, if you want a card, they print it on a nice Maison Dior card. If you get the regular perfumes and you want to get a card, they don't even center the print. Like, what the hell, Dior? Like, what the hell? Literally, you couldn't print that in the middle. You had to print it up there. This is so cheap. I'm hating this. But I kind of like the fact that it was in the toilet, though. It kind of gives me a certain something. This is my quote from me to me. Perfumes got me through this. And this one, of all the cards I've made, this is the one that fell into the toilet bowl. The one that fell into the toilet bowl and survived the toilet bowl says, Perfume's got me through this. I mean, anyway, I thought, well, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. Of course, what I really meant there was Perfume's got me through this whole lockdown situation and all the stress I've ever had in my life. Perfumes are the ones who always save me. So my quote is, Perfume's got me through this. Dacob. So let me zoom that in. So you see it, so uncentered as well. Like, what a joke, Dior, but still we love it. So, okay, so that's the shenanigan that happened with my card. And then let me show you what I got this time. So, ooh, check this out. Okay, so they sent me, hold on, let me pull this out first. As a freebie, I got this gorgeous linen. You know, I love natural tanned colored linen. I got a beauty pouch from the Maison Dior line, actually. Let me zoom this in so you can see what the text says. It says, well, let me flip it just a second. Haute couture flowers made in Dior. That is so funny. Haute couture flowers made in Dior. It is the Maison Dior kind of logo. And so we got the Dior zip pull. They all do the same stuff. Chanel does the same. Dior does the same. It has a little plastic thing on top, and inside it's also beige, and then you got the Dior Beauty logo in there. And this one is made in China, as all of their freebies are. And not just freebies, I would think, but anyway, so this is a really cutie, a real cutie because it does fit a lot. You can even put a, do I have here somewhere here, I have a big bottle of Eau d'Ispahan, 250 ml. These are perfect even for that. Look, check this out. Bam. Then there's space for like at least 2 of those big bottles. And it doesn't even overstretch the pouch. Like, it's a big, substantial pouch. And the bottle literally ends here. So there's still all of this space left. Like, it's a substantial pouch. When I first made my order and they said you get this little gift, I thought, it's probably going to be one of those little tiny things for makeup, just to, you know, for lipstick. But no, it's a thing. I'm really liking this. I have that beauty pouch too, says Aisha. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Are you enjoying it as well? I'm loving this pouch. Anyway, so they gave me this pouch. And what did I buy? I'm stocking up on stuff that, you know, I'm worried was not going to be available forever. So it is kind of boring to many of you because you've seen me already buy one of these guys. But I got the Dior Homme Original Eau de Toilette 100 ml. Yes, I already have one. Here's my unboxed one that I unboxed together with you a couple of months ago or weeks ago. And I am using it a lot. Check out how much I've already used up. For a person that has so many perfumes, in such a short period of time, to use up so much perfume means I really love a fragrance. And Dior Homme Original is just that amazing. So I'm stocking up on it because it's quite limited. I'm loving the batch that I got. So I thought, because you know how Dior is with reformulations. You never know. So I was like, I need to purchase bit by bit as many of these bottles as I can because the batch code I'm loving so much. This is OK03. So it's 0K03, produced around October of 2020, I want to say, December 2020, I can't remember anymore. But anyway, I got again OK03 or 0K03, so I got the exact same batch code again. So I'm really happy about that because I'm really enjoying this batch code. I don't want any unpleasant surprises if I wait a couple of months more and then they produce another batch and then, you know, they change them. So stocking up on this one because they go real fast. Oh, it's just, it brings me back to 2005, like boom, just like that. It takes me back to 2005. Oh man, I'm telling you guys, oh, this is better. We got the better lighting here. Look, oh, okay. So first of all, the sprayer is amazing. It's so makeup-y, irisy, cooling and soothing. Oh, it's just so sophisticated. The only problem with this one, if you're not very careful when you're taking the lid off, if you do it a little bit at an angle, you're going to pop off the sprayer. It happened to me like 4 times already. And then you got to click the sprayer back in. And when you do that, you lose a lot of liquid. Well, not a lot. Like you lose two sprays. So when you're popping it back on, you got to kind of turn it towards you when you pop it in, so you spray it onto yourself so you don't waste the spray. But that's the only kind of issue with this, because this thing is very tightly fit on top of the sprayer, and so you got to be careful with the sprayer how you take the lid off and put it back on, and then it kind of, you know, it can leak a little if this thing pops off, and then when you put it back on, it does leak a little. So you got to be careful with that. But now that I know the system, I don't make those mistakes anymore. And does this warrant multiple purchases? Yes, I'm that sucker that actually got the second one again. Yes, it does. Yes, it does, because I have learned from my mistakes at Dior, when you purchase something that you love so much and you get just one bottle, by the time this one is empty, you purchase the second bottle, you're like, it doesn't smell the same anymore. What happened? And I don't want that. I don't want those nasty surprises anymore. And since they've already taken these off all of their shelves, you can't get them in any store anymore. You can only get them sometimes on Dior website, and that's it. Maybe in some Parisian Dior boutique, you could still get the Dior HOMME Original. Other than that, it's gone. And I'm scared that they're going to kind of completely take it off the market. And this is one of those I can't live without. So I'll be stocking up as much as I can on this one. Let's see how many I manage to score. It's not so easy to get a hold of them. Since the last review I've made of this one, I can give you an update. It wears very well. As the days are getting warmer and warmer, it develops more and more nuances and more facets. There are days when it's very powdery. There are days when it's very, not powdery, very, I want to say cooling, balmy cooling as well. It has such, oh, Audrey Jane says, I am obsessed. A total obsession, Audrey. It has moments when it goes warm, and then it has its moments when it goes cool. It has its moments when it even has a bit of a peppery undertone, and then there are those moments when it just goes full-blown makeup iris smell, which is the moments I love the most, when it gets that makeup, when it goes into that makeup direction, when you just feel such sophistication like only Dior can deliver. Olivier Polge really delivered a masterpiece with this one, and I'm happy that it's still in production, albeit being in such limited quantities produced. And even though François Demachy took credit now for this one, they don't want to say that Olivier Polge did it, because Olivier Polge is the perfumer for Chanel, so why promote Chanel, Dior, right? So kind of Demachy took over this perfume, but he's trying to, or Dior is trying to kind of delete it in favor of the dreadful Dior Homme that they call Dior Homme Eau de Toilette, which is available now, the thing that was released around 2020 or 2019 or 2020. That thing is dreadful. Has nothing to do with Dior Homme L'Original, but at least I'm happy that the original has been kept in some way, shape, or form, even if in very limited capacity in production, because to delete this just like that overnight, I mean, that would really be, I feel that would be a criminal for the perfume world, because Dior is famous for butchering its own perfumes, for watering them down, you know, and for making stuff disappear that is really beautiful, and so unnecessary to do so, you know? If you think about that, their perfume Joy, like, what a boring fragrance. And to kind of, and then to reintroduce Dior Homme in that new version in 2020, 2019, 2020, and then delete this instead. Like, why would, nobody in their sane mind would do that. This is beautiful. This is something that deserves to be produced, and people still love it today. So make it more accessible worldwide, Dior. Like, there's absolutely no reason for you to butcher what you already have, to butcher a masterpiece in favor of something that Machy's promoting as the new Dior Homme, which is, it's dreadful. It's so bland and boring. It makes no sense. You're like shooting yourself in the leg by doing so. So keep, you know, and you're thinking, let's discontinue this one, hush, hush, because we don't want this one to compete with the new Dior Homme. Maybe you should have called it a different name. Maybe you don't release a Dior Homme calling it Dior Homme after you've already released a Dior Homme in 2005. Give it another name. Call it the creepy perfume. Call it the boring Dior. Something. But don't call it Dior Homme, because this is Dior Homme. Now they added the original to differentiate it from the Dior Homme, the terrible one. What a mess. The games Dior is playing, let me tell you, they ain't cool. But at least they still have it available, and I'm still living for it. And yes, I'm going to be getting more backups of it because I just don't trust them. They've been dialing down more and more and more the existence of this one. I know what that means in Dior language. It means that sooner than later, this one will be gone for good. Yeah, and it's so fascinating that the currently available two perfumes, my favorite ones from Dior, are both so rare and so difficult to find, and they're the best perfumes they got. One of them being Dior Homme Original, and the other one is Eau Noire. Eau Noire is also one of those perfumes where you're like, okay, so it's not available. Oh, okay, so none producing it. Oh, you can't order it now. Oh, now it's sold out. Oh, wait, in this country you can't get it. Oh, it's like, and it's such a good perfume. And they've just discontinued the Eau Noire candle. The candle was at least available everywhere. No, now it's completely discontinued. So that's a bad sign as well. So for whoever is into Eau Noire and can still get it or still has access to wherever you can get it, because I don't feel it's gonna be in production much longer, especially given what has been going down with the lockdown and people buying less perfumes. I've been buying more since the lockdown, but a lot of people that don't really consume perfumes as much as I do in their day-to-day life, since they're not going to the office, since they're not going out, since they are not going dating, they do not use perfumes because they think, what a waste to use perfumes at home when nobody can smell me. All of these people got it terribly wrong. I use perfumes for myself. I want to smell myself with perfumes. So since the lockdown, I have been using way more perfumes than when I was going out, because now I can really enjoy the perfumes. And but I can imagine that the rest of the world is purchasing, or has been in the past year, purchasing less perfumes. Hence, certain niche, lower amount produced fragrances that have already been produced in smaller quantities by these bigger brands. These perfumes have been selling even less in the past year, I would presume. So they're on the chopper right now. They might be on the chopper right now. So after 1 year of really low sales of Eau Noire and of Dior Homme Original, they could be sooner than later chopped off after the batches that have been already produced have been sold. So I'm worried about that. That does worry me. This lockdown situation connected with the deletion and discontinuation of certain perfumes, like the connection between the lockdown and the discontinuation of certain perfumes is just too obvious to be neglected. Chanel has discontinued almost all of its soaps, for example, which is so bizarre because you would think during a lockdown people need more soaps to wash their hands. Of course, Chanel soaps are expensive. It's a luxury product. I don't know how many people would buy it to wash their hands 50 times a day, obviously. But anyway, deodorants, soaps, like Chanel has been discontinuing a lot of stuff, even certain concentrations of their perfumes in just this past lockdown year. So Dior is kind of following suit. At the same time, these brands are releasing new perfumes. But I'm like, just stick to what you do really good. Stick to the ones that are really amazing. Give those perfumes that maybe have been selling a bit less, give them a push marketing-wise, rather than churning out new fragrances that are not really gonna... They're not going to beat your classics. They just can't. So it's just the whole strategy behind certain choices these brands are making is just very, very dubious, to say the least, and quite sketchy, quite frankly. So I guess I am a little bit disheartened. And this is why I'm making this video too, again, about Dior Homme Original, because I think I just want to bring attention to it. I want to bring its memory back to the forefront. I want people to fight for this perfume. I want it to survive. I don't want it to be one of those perfumes that gets discontinued and then this big brand using as an excuse the fact that nobody was buying it during lockdown. I was like, yeah, Dior, but you before the lockdown already have segregated this one just to your website and just to certain countries' website. You've already made it very difficult to obtain. And then during lockdown, on top of that, a lot of people are not using perfumes because they're not going out, okay? And office and movie night, dinner night, blah, 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 party night, club night. So they are selling less automatically. You're making less money. You're thinking, oh, it's the fault of the perfume. We're going to delete it because of that. No, you've segregated it to your website. So you've already made that mistake before the lockdown. And then the lockdown brought a lot of complications on top of that with it. But this one should not be going anywhere. It's a beautiful, powdery, irisy masterpiece. It lasts for hours on the skin. It's a heated smell. It's a sensual smell. It's an alluring smell. It has sexuality in it. It does make you want to kiss the person wearing it. It does make you want to touch the person wearing it. I mean, it's that good. It's just that good. And yeah, as much as I also enjoy Sauvage, the pure perfume, the Eau de Toilette, I've reviewed the Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, and pure perfume of Sauvage on my channel. Check out card section up above, description box down below as well. The links will be there. But that's kind of what I call the douchebag perfume, you know, the one night stand type of walk of shame the next morning type of perfume for the Eau de Toilette. It's a different type of sexuality. This is a sophisticated sexuality. This is the sexuality that, unlike Sauvage, when you have had your one night stand, you have the walk of shame the next day and you're like, oh God, what did I do? This one, you might have this one might be also a one night stand. This one is also a relationship, partnership type of sexuality. But even if it is a one night stand, there is no walk of shame the next day. This is the type of perfume that after a one night stand, you wake up together and you have breakfast together. That's the difference. That's the difference between Dior Homme Original and Sauvage in any concentration. That one, you get the sex and you have the walk of shame after. This one, you get the sex and then you have breakfast together. That's Dior Homme Original. Get it while you can. So let me get to your chats. Thank you so much. Before I get to the chats, there's also one more thing in here I forgot to. The little pouch, the little freebie pouch they sent me with a couple of perfumes. One of them is the miniature do you see it? Let me zoom in. It's the one more thing, like I have no clue what I have to. So there's this, look at this. Oud Ispahan. I got a little miniature travel size for Oud Ispahan. It's a bit overlit, but you catch my drift. Then I also got the newly released, I just got to keep it zoomed on, Tabacolor, which nobody knows how to pronounce. Tabacolor, I guess in French, but in English it's a bit funny. Tabacolor. And then I got two little ones for the purse, La Col Noir and Gris Dior. So Dior is very giving with their samples. Thank you so much, Dior. This was beautiful. Like all of these freebies with just buying one bottle of perfume, like the beauty case and all of these little miniatures. Chanel, you should learn from Dior, at least that they are doing right. So let's close this little pouch back in its little self. So that's that. Now let me get to the chats. Tabacolor, Jesus says tuberculosis eau de parfum. Jack says, I want those minis. They're adorable, right? Ispahan, yes. The miniature is divine, says Fred. Jack says, oh my God, that Oud Ispahan baby bottle is so freaking cute. I know, it is a cute one. One night stand and one morning breakfast, says Jesus. Oh yes, that is Dior Homme Original. It's just that good, you guys. I mean, honestly. And you know what? What is fascinating about this one, it develops wonderfully on the skin, but already right out of the sprayer, you know, I usually say, be warned if a perfume, when you spray it right out of the sprayer, if it smells too good at the beginning, the dry down is probably not going to be it. You know, perfumes are usually, really good perfumes are usually not so good in the opening notes, but this one is good from the get-go. Just don't puddle spray it. Spray it like I did, from a distance. Then you get the beautiful opening as well. And it just trickles down, that beautifulness just trickles down all the way to the dry down. Pretty Woman Breakfast, says Jack Dean. Yeah, very Pretty Woman, very Julia Roberts, and Richard Gere. I almost forgot his name. Fred says, need to call my Paris friends to buy it for me. Definitely you should get it. Or you should order it online, from Dior Online. Ernesto Fuenmayor Garanton. I was told the Dior Homme Parfum is going out of market. Is that true? The Dior Homme, the pure perfume, is not available in stores, but in some countries it is still available on the Dior website for purchase. Abylicious says, yes, I agree, Dacob. My perfume collection doubled in the past 3 months, even though I'm not dating now. You see, I'm telling you. We know where the perfumes are really at. Fred says, I will buy it for sure again. Mine is empty. You see, I'm telling you. Jesus says, I'm so done with Dior, to be honest. I only buy vintage and secondhand. Jack says, it's just emotional manipulation. Oh, I hate so much that these companies play with our feelings like this, and we're forced to buy so many bottles just in case. It is emotional manipulation, but listen, at the same time, let's not forget that every year they go up in price. So manipulation to a certain degree. I love this perfume, and I know that I'm going to buy it anyway in another year. So I might as well just get it now because I keep using it. So with a product that is a consumer product that kind of empties as you use it, I don't see it as manipulation. If I love the product, I want to stock up because I just want to get it at this price, this batch code right now, because I love it. But I know I'm going to empty it soon. It becomes a problem if you start buying doubles of, let's say, bags. Like the same bag, you buy the same exact bag twice or 3 times. Like that's when I think brand manipulation plays more of a factor. But if you love a perfume, you buy backups. You just do because you're going to use it up so quickly. Might as well. I mean, you're going to buy it anyway. If you have the money in that moment, get your 2-3 bottles and you're good for, or risk it. And things change, ingredients change. Some countries go into war and all of a sudden you can't source out the raw material that was in a perfume and then they have to reformulate it. There's a lot of things that factor into perfume making. Very different rules apply than making toys or bags or other fashion garments. So smells are very precise things. So if you like a certain batch code, natural ingredients in here are going to change anyway. Every harvest of a natural ingredient, of a plant, of a flower, it's going to be different because it will be growing under different conditions. There's going to be more sunlight this year, less sunlight next year, more rain, less rain. Plants react to all of that. So if you find a certain batch that you love, it's not even brand manipulation. You just buy that perfume with that batch code as many times as you can because the harvest next year might be different. You know, so with perfumes, yeah, it's a bit of a different story than just brand manipulation. Of course, brand manipulation plays a huge part in it as well, but it's a little bit less, you know what I mean? Creepy perfume, says Abulish. Jesus says, only Dior does stupid stuff like that, selling completely different perfumes under the same name. No other brand does that. I know, it's totally whack. The best scents are the ones you fall in love with. Very well said, Debbie. I agree. Abilicious says his vocabulary is so wide. It's interesting to hear him explain what the scent smells like. Thank you so much, Abilicious. Jason Martinez, I live for your fragrance videos. You lit my love for them. I want to buy the best scents. I don't know where to start. Oh man, start with one. Feel it, go deep into it, and then build out from there. It's like roots of a tree, it branches out. Very nice pouch, says Debbie. Thanks. It feels very natural. I like it too. Nice makeup bag, says Jesus. Thank you. I would store small bottles in that. Yeah, probably will too, Jack. I'm probably going to do that. Yeah. Yeah, the little pouch is so chic, says Jason. Thank you. Jack says, that's a really nice freebie. Cool, right? The new eau de toilette, says Fred. Yeah. Well, the new, you mean the one, the Dior HOMME that is on sale now. Yeah, terrible. Jason says, oh, not the toilet water. Oh, God, you guys with your jokes. The new eau de toilette. Yes. Oh, okay, now I'm getting the comments. Jesus, oh, no, the letter fell in the toilet. Oh, I totally forgot. Yeah, I already sold them. Oh, my God, I'm out of it. This fell into the toilet. This is the new toilet. Yes, the eau de toilette. Yeah, sorry, I said this at the beginning of the video. Now I'm totally somewhere else in my head, and I'm reading the older comments now. You catch my drift. Thank you for your answer. Wait, where am I now? Damien says, so much freebies for just Dior HOMME. The US website does not give that many. It's a mess. It's a mess, you guys. Oh, really? Enrico Fay says, I don't recognize the iris and the powdery note in Demachi version. Wait a minute, Enrico Fay. We're not talking about the Demachi version. the Dior Homme that Demachy made, we're talking about Olivier Polge's Dior Homme. This is Olivier Polge's Dior Homme, huh? It's a totally different story to Demachy's current thing that has Dior Homme and the cap, you know? The 2020 release? No, this is something else. The toilet, yes, this is our new eau de toilette. It's the eau de toilette. Perfume's got me through this. You could like, this is such a meme. Perfume's got me through this in terms of flushing. What, did you flush it? Does that letter smell good, D? Yes, of course it smells good because I only poop flowers. Thank you very much for the question. Trin says, hello Trin, waking up on a Sunday to catch Dacob live. I like listening to Dacob's voice. Thank you so much. Thank you. So wait, Damien says, weather is changing to Dacob. Yeah, weather is changing. Raw materials will become harder to be sourced consistently due to this. Exactly. And this is the reason why I also say it's not much about brand manipulation. If you like a batch code of a perfume with that harvest, with those plants harvested for this batch, you buy multiples. And this is why we also bought multiples of Encens Mythique, you know? Rich Mitch got multiples. Jack is planning on getting multiples. I got multiples. And it is the February. You gotta get the February batch. 1B01 for Encens Mythique. If you can, it's to die for. And if you manage to get the 0K03 batch code of Dior Homme Original, that one, I guarantee you, I already got two. It has Dacob seal of approval. OK 03. It's okay, the 03. Thank you guys so much for watching, for tuning in to this unboxing / review of Dior Homme Original. Subscribe to my channel, become a member today. Also push this join button, gain access to extra perks such as, well, it's just finished now, but this was on the sidebar here. You could have seen the credits rolling for my co-producers of the Fashion Bunker. Thank you so much. You can also join me on Patreon and gain access to extra perks such as exclusive videos as well. What can I tell you? Perfumes are always a journey worth going down. Darina says, my forever favorite from Dior, no matter what anyone thinks, is Bois d'Argent. Thank you for your amazing review. Love Dior. Thank you so much, Darina. I love Bois d'Argent as well. And I love you too, guys. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Bye.